Shalom Akim. First and foremost, as always, I give all the praises, honor, and the glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Shai, Bahashim Harakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders, the great millstone, GMS who taught me this truth. Honors to the brethren in the Akim that's pushing out this truth with all sincerity and in faith. And to Wadi Yahawah, Bahashim YAHAWASHI for allowing me once again to come back with another lesson. And the title of this lesson, as you can see, is going to be titled um, For in 1 Hour. Okay. And basically, this lesson came to mind last night. I was just chilling and just hanging out, um, kind of just scrolling through my phone. But I kind of just wanted to just stay off my phone and just, put the television on, you know. And and I was just like, man, I'm not sure what I really want to, watch. And there's this movie. For some reason, I just went through some of the movies I have, and I just was like, huh. I was like, I haven't seen this movie in a minute. Let's pop this one in and see what happens. And the movie, and I'll show you, brothers, the movie that I'm talking about. I'd say, the ending is the most spiritual because it's what's going to happen to this place America. But the movie that I'm and this movie stars Nicolas Cage, another female, and each of their children. 2009, so it's a little older, but it's a good movie. And basically, well, you could read it right here. Um, well, I'll just read it. It says 50 years after it was buried, which was in a time capsule, which it was just like I think the time frame it was like in 1958 or 1960 or something like that. I forget the date. But there's all these kids, and the teacher told them to get out a pencil and paper and to basically draw what they think 50 years from now what the future is going to be, right? Kids are driving rockets and cars and all this other stuff. And then there's this one girl, you actually see her here in the trailer, of her right there. Um, the fact that this has 35% on Rotten Tomatoes is pretty crazy because it's a good movie. But basically, she's not drawing any like pictures or nothing. She's just writing numbers on this piece of paper, you know, and each one of these numbers indicate the month, day, and year. And I think the I forget what they call it, but like the location and something else. But it mentions all these things, all these dates. They go back to a major disasters that take place within that 50-year span. And it says in 50 years after it was buried in the time capsule, a schoolgirl's psychic document falls into the hands of this kid named Caleb, a son of a professor who, when you read or when you watch the movie, Nicolas Cage's character, he doesn't believe in God. He said that things just happen. There's no creator or, you know, intelligent designer or, like for a computer, you have something that designed it, created it, you know. But he doesn't believe in God. And the funny thing is in the movie, his dad's a pastor, and it says, and John figures out that the encoded message accurately lists every major disaster from the past 5 decades for 50 years, and predicts three future calamities. One, a global cataclysm, and it says when he's warning all of the deaf ears, John enlists the help of a prophetic author's daughter, because the girl that wrote it, she's well, obviously we know, us brothers know that women aren't prophets, but the numbers that that little girl wrote down 50 years ago when she was a kid, you know, 50 years going into the future, all those things happened, such as 9/11, certain tsunamis, you know, natural disasters, bridge collapse, you know, stuff of that nature. And it happens the day that it that the day, the month, and the year on that day. You know, I think one of them was like 81 people were gonna die. You know, and 81 people died in a plane crash. Flew over the highway, killed people on the highway, and the people on the plane. You know, and she was like basically like, you know, in a sense in the movie, just, you know, just in the movie, she was like a prophet in a sense, you know. And that's what we are. That's what we are. We tell you the things are going to happen, except, you know, we don't have the exact day, month, day, or year, but we can tell you that the things that we're saying, they're near, and they're gonna happen, and they're gonna happen regardless whether you people believe it or not. But this is a good movie. But the ending of this movie, spiritual too, because there his son in this movie is a, like, you got these celestial beings which basically represent the angels, and they take the two children, which basically these two kids represent the elect, because those kids, you know, Nicolas Cage's character tries to go with his son, and they like kind of like got in front of him and said they told that only the chosen may come. And so that, and who are the chosen? The chosen is the elect. And you know, they saved his son from the doom that was to come, and the place went up in flames. You know, uh, literally went up in fire, and that's how this place is gonna go. You know, literally, you got the in 2009 movie The Knowing, a solar flare destroys the Earth, including New York City, which is shown in the movie's final scene. A solar flare, destroying everything in its path, including the Empire State Building, Times Square, and MetLife buildings, and basically everything on the Earth. Um, and yeah, and that's how America's gonna go out. You know, and see, when you watch all these movies concerning like destruction or the end of the world, it always takes place in America, because this place is in it soon. You know, so the mind is Revelation, the 18th, 16th verse, and it says here, alas, alas, it's that it's a great city. Now, when it says the great city, it's not talking about just a city. It's talking about a certain particular place known as what we know as America. Okay, that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. Because, see, this place once upon a time used to be like a nice place. America is not a. See, you guys, when you go throughout America, there's beautiful places here, you know. But see, this place isn't so beautiful now. You know, it's a shithole. You know, and in 1 hour, so great riches has come to naught, because it's going to take the Heavenly Father 1 hour to destroy this place. Okay, that's how devastating disaster, or the judgment of this place is going to come. And it says, "In every shipmaster and all the and all the company in ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea, stood afar off," because that's how this place America gets their everything, really. You know, they don't really. I mean, there's probably certain things that they fly into America, but most of the stuff is deported in on cargo ships. You know, those big ass cargo ships that have those big ass, you know, containers on them. There's all the product in which, you know, America, you know, has, that is being shipped from China. You know, that's why you see a lot of the things that we have here in America. It's made in China. It's made in Vietnam. It's made in Indonesia, or the Philippines, or wherever, right? Everywhere but America. Not saying that America doesn't have things made here, but very few. Majority of the things, like our TVs, our phones, our cars, you know, are all made in different countries, you know. And that's how these other nations are made rich, by the great whore. known as America. And it says, and they cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, "What city is like unto this great city?" And it says, and they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, not because, oh my God, America's going to be destroyed. It's going up, and it's the house is on fire. They're going to be weeping and wailing because now they ain't going to get no more. Their bread is being taken from them, their money, saying, "Alas, alas, that great city wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour she shall," or Slakia says it, "for in 1 hour she is made desolate." And that's how this place is gonna go out. It's gonna go out in flames. And when you read that, let's go back to it. When you read these certain verses, when it says like they saw the smoke of her burning and all this and that, it really brings me back to, it's very it's like a it's like a reflection almost. Oh, forgive me. It's like a reflection almost of what Abraham saw, because when you go to Revelate or Genesis, you go to Revelate Genesis to Revelation. The first book of the scriptures and the very last book of the scriptures, book of Revelation, right? So when you go to book of Genesis, the 18th chapter, we could start at like the 17th verse, I believe. Or no, I think it's a little up. Or no, no, no. I'm sorry. It's 19. It's 19. Forgive me. Forgive me. Um, yep. So same thing that befalls Sodom and Gomorrah is going to be the same thing that befalls Babylon the Great, aka America. And it says Genesis 19:23, and it says, "The sun was risen upon the earth when Lot entered into Zoar, and the Lord reigned and the Lord Yahawah reigned upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah, brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. And he overthrew those cities and all the plain, and all the inhabitants of the cities, and all which grew upon the ground. But his wife, Lot's wife, looked back from behind him. She became a pillar of salt. And the Heavenly Father got her ass, because she loved the life and the luxury that she had living in Sodom and Gomorrah. Because Lot, when you read about Abraham and Lot, their substance was so great, which Lot is Abraham's nephew, if I'm not mistaken. Their substance was so great that they had a split. You know, scriptures go into it where it's like, well, if Lot goes to the right, I'm gonna go to the left, or if you go to the left, I'm gonna go to the right, because their riches and their cattle and their land and everything was great. You know, and it says, and Abraham got up early in the morning to the place where he stood, and he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah, and toward all the land of the plain, and beheld, and lo, the smoke of the country went up as the smoke of a furnace. And it came to pass, when the Heavenly Father destroyed, the Heavenly Father remembered Abraham and sent Lot out into the midst of the overthrow. Because um, I forget, I believe it's the 18th chapter. Abraham's talking to the Lord, and he's all like, if there be 20 righteous, will thou not destroy? And he kept on asking the Lord, and the Lord said, if there be 20, I won't destroy it. If there be 15, I won't destroy it. If there be 10 righteous, will you destroy it? I will not destroy it. And the number kept getting down lower and lower. And the Lord's kind of like, look, bro, I told you, man, I ain't going to destroy it. And if I do, guess what? I'm going to send your nephew out of there. He going to be good. And he very was well off. And it says, and set Lot out of the midst of the overthrow, when he overthrew the cities, in which Lot dwelt. You see that? And see, it's kind of the same things. The all those that had the company of ships and sailors, they saw the smoke of Babylon the Great's burning. And Abraham, it's like a reflection almost. Abraham saw the smoke of Sodom and Gomorrah and her burning. You know, and I'll end it off here through the Spirit. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, and verse 19, I want to say. Yep. And it says, in Babylon which is America, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans. Excellency shall be as when the heavenly Father overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. So the same way Sodom and Gomorrah went out, it's going to be the same way America's going to go out. It's going to go off with a bang, man. All right, and so this place is going to be getting hit with those thermonuclear missiles from one end of the earth even into the other, and that's how this place is going to be destroyed. And once this bitch is destroyed, that's when the Heavenly Father's kingdom is going to be established here on earth in righteousness, because this place dwells in wickedness. Okay, and good for this place. All right. Hey, for y'all that are out there, I fucking hate America. All right, and I can't wait till the Heavenly Father destroys it. All right. And all these nations too, because all these other nations you won't get thrown down to the ground too, all right? Only nation that's gonna be really on the top, that's gonna be even irrelevant or relevant, is gonna be the nation of Israel, all right? And that's gonna be that. But through the spirit, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Just a quick little lesson that was in my mind. I pray this lesson was edifying, exhorting, and comforting. As always, I want to give all praises unto Yahawah, Bahashem, YAHAWASHI, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodesh. And it's on to the next one, brothers.